guys, it's Katie with S&B, and today we're going to install our cold air intake on the 2018 Ford F-150 3.0 liter Powerstroke. So let's get started. Once the ignition's off and the parking brake set, you can go ahead and disconnect the negative terminal on the battery. Loosen the clamp connecting the intake tube to the stock airbox and remove. Disconnect the mass airflow sensor by pulling out on the red locking tab and pushing down. Unlatch the two latches securing the stock airbox lid to the airbox and then remove from the vehicle. Remove the metal bushing from the stock airbox and then remove the grommet. Now disconnect any harness clips from the stock airbox. Remove the rivets securing the stock air scoop. Once that's all done, you can then remove the stock airbox from the vehicle. Completely loosen the hose clamp that's securing the stock intake tube to the turbo inlet tube. Remove the wire harness strap by unclipping the strap from the intake tube. To remove the harness plug from the harness strap, I found it easier to place my thumb on the strap and my pointer finger on the plug, and then taking a screwdriver, pull down on the little black tab. And then once that's removed, you can then remove the wire clips from the strap. Remove the stock intake tube from the vehicle. Install the rubber bushing that you removed earlier from the fender into the S&B airbox, followed by the metal bushing from the inside out. Install the hose clamp onto the rubber cuff, and then install them both onto the S&B airbox. Make sure that when you install it that the tab is facing down. Once you have it installed, tighten the hose clamp just enough to secure it. Install the front inlet onto the S&B airbox, and using the provided rivets, take 2 per hole and pinch them down to secure it in place. Now we're going to remove the mass airflow sensor from the stock airbox lid. Install the MAF mount followed by the MAF gasket onto the mass airflow sensor, and then use the provided screws to secure it down to the large intake tube. Install the hose clamps and the coupler onto the large intake tube. Now we're going to install the wire harness bracket onto the large intake tube. Install the 4 push-in cable ties into the bracket. S&B recommends that you check your filter periodically, so we give you this plug to block off the filter minder hole. But if you still wanted to use your filter minder, we also provide you with this grommet. It's finally time to install the S&B airbox into the vehicle. So you just want to align the box prongs with the stock grommets, and then push all the way down to make sure it's firmly seated in the grommets. Take that bolt that you removed earlier and use it to secure your new airbox to the vehicle. Place the air filter with the hose clamp inside the S&B airbox. Turn the filter sideways and squeeze the silicone flange slightly, trying to avoid damaging the pleats on the mounting tabs. Install the large intake tube through the cuff onto the airbox. Slide the air filter onto the intake tube. Once the filter is installed and bottomed out on the intake tube, tighten down the hose clamp. Install the larger end of the small intake tube into the coupler on the large intake tube. Install the smaller end of the smaller intake into the coupler on the turbo inlet tube. Adjust the tube to make sure that the prong is fully seated in the grommet, and tighten the hose clamps. It's going to be a little hard to see, but next you're going to insert these harness clips into the holes on the side of the S&B airbox. Take your extension harness and insert one end of it into the mass airflow sensor harness, and the other side into the mass airflow sensor. And then secure both down by pushing in the red locking tab. Use the push-in zip ties to secure the wiring harness from anything hot that could damage it. Secure the front inlet to the vehicle by using the plastic rivets. Push down on the center pin until it locks in place, and then pull up on the front to make sure that it's firmly secured. Remove the protective layer from the lid and the S&B logo, and then put on the lid seal. Install your large clear lid onto your airbox and secure it down using the provided hardware. And the last step is to reconnect the negative terminal on the battery. So now just double check your installation to make sure that the kit is properly positioned and everything is fastened down and secured. So I hope this video helped you out, but if you have any other questions or you just want to know more, you can always give us a call or you can check it out on our website, and I'll see you next time.